festival. You can see the Nigerian spirit coming alive there. And of course, this is one festival that I have always dreamed about attending, and hopefully 2026 Suleiman will be there to witness this year's festival. God spare our lives. All right, nice. Quickly, I know, Patience, you have another question, but just before let's quickly take the papers, and we're starting with Blueprint. We started with the story just above the let's go straight to the major headline. It says insecurity, despite government's efforts, anxiety heightens in North as schools resume. 42,000 schools in North without perimeter fence. Report make safety of our children, staff utmost priority. Parents, teachers there. These are some writers. Sorry, these stories can be read on pages 8 and 9. Now to the Nation. 2027 opportunity to rewrite history of elections. INEC Amopitan unveils reform agenda, targets world-class polls. Trump admits Muslims are also being killed in Nigeria. Once more strikes coming if Christians continue to be killed. All right, that's much we can take from the Nation. The next paper is Leadership Weekend. We start with, just above the masthead, Peter Obi's defection is a blessing for us, Labour Party. Details of that on page 24. Now, AFCON showdown, Super Eagles face Algeria test amid internal struggles. Okay. Now, that's much we can take from the Leadership Weekend. The next paper is This Day. We start with the story just above the masthead with new MOU. Jesse to return over $9.5 million stolen fund to Nigeria. Details of this can be continued on page 5. All right, we have one more story to take from here. Nwodo, poverty, unemployment, and insecurity enough to ask the APC in 2027. I'm sure the APC members will be interested in this and see how that is a possibility. Now to Weekend Trust. Okay, an interesting picture story here. Rivers weakest hold tested. Details of that on page 4. All right, I will allow you to draw conclusions from this picture. Now, The Guardian. We'll head straight to the leading story. Why Nigeria First policy remains rich in packaging, lean in impact. Details of this can be found on pages 8 and 9. Now to the last paper I have with me, and that is Sporting Sun. Of course, Thelma is not here today to hear the Osimhen story. But Algeria versus Nigeria, Osimhen Lukman threatened Zidane's son. Of course, he is actually the goalkeeper for the Algerian team as CAF appoints Senegalese referees for duel. Kickoff 5 p.m. I get to hear your predictions for this encounter, but that will be after we must have taken Sports Summit with Godwin and Ahina.